Okay. Am I recording? Yes, I am recording. Hi, this is Mr. Thomas. I'm your instructor for Dmpt 1600 Intro to Video Production for the fall 2026 semester. And this is a short walkthrough video to kind of introduce you to the class, introduce you to the Blackboard site, introduce you to the syllabus. Now, I will not be going over the syllabus or the Blackboard site letter for letter because that'd be too long. So I'm just going to do a brief preview of it. Please make it your business to go in and look at it line for line, word for word. What I am going to do is I'm going to start off by showing you the Blackboard site for the course, Dmpt 1600. This is the course we're talking about for the fall 2026 semester. It's course recognition number 20486. I'm going to click on Dmpt 1600, bang. And then I have my different modules. You're probably used to this from your other courses. Every module is a different week. There are 15 weeks in the semester, so there are 15 modules. In the Start Here First section, you will see that we have the syllabus and course schedule here. I will spin down the syllabus. By the way, you can download the syllabus as well. There is a button. I would probably click right here on the print button to download it, but you can also click right here on the download button to download the syllabus. But make sure you go over the syllabus thoroughly because it is my contract with you and your contract with me as far as everything that's going to happen. Of course, the class, if I make any changes to the syllabus, I'll let you know. That's why you need to make sure you check your weekly announcements and your email as frequently as possible, especially this week where we're only going to meet on campus every other Monday because of my commitment. My medical commitment. We're only going to meet in class every other Monday. So please, obsessive compulsively, check your email and check the announcements to make sure you're not missing out on anything. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can see this is my email address, thomasj@gptc.edu. This is my phone, my office phone, 404-297-9522. That's the number for the school. Extension 1305 is the number for my office. I am here. Generally, I'm here on Wednesdays, really every other Wednesday, really. But Wednesdays, I don't have any classes on Wednesdays. The only thing I ask is that you call to let me know you're coming or email me so that if I am here and I'm available, there's no other student that has me locked up for that time. I can make sure that I'm free and available for you. So Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, 10 to 3:30, but I'm here on Fridays. I'll be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, of course, but I'm teaching class for most of that time. I'll be available from like 9:30ish to 10, which isn't a lot of time, and from like 12 to 1, right? But from 10 to 12 and 1 to 3, I'm teaching classes. I'll also be here from 3 to 4:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay? Fridays, the school is not open full time. There are no classes on Fridays. I'm here from like 9:30 to like 2:30 on Fridays because it's like a teacher work day on Fridays. All right. But once again, if you need to see me, please make sure you email me or call or talk to me in person to let me know you're coming. So I make sure I'm in place. So this is your course information and requirements. This is just a general course description. We're going to teach you all about film production, video production, all the aspects of it. Mostly production. We'll only talk about editing when we have to because there's a separate course for that. Supplemental syllabus, there's a lot of information that is not included in the syllabus, more specific information that's not related to this course per se, but to the school overall. You can find that information at gptc.edu/supplemental-syllabus, where you'll find information on academic misconduct, withdrawals, etc. These are the different competencies that you are going to know about by the time you get out of here. The only thing that is not as focused on in this course is the post-production workflow techniques with editing software. Because like I said, we have a separate class for that. But we will talk about this kind of thing as it relates to cinematography. No show work ethics. Hopefully you've already done that. Make sure you get that done by this Thursday, August the 20th, 5 p.m. so we can make sure that you are not dropped from the course. Course policies, late work, retakes, and resubmissions are not accepted. Not only because, Mr. Thomas, we have very limited time in this course, But also, it's not a good professional development habit to get into, not turning stuff in, not turning in high quality work, or turning in stuff late. We're modeling professional skills in this course, professional proficiencies. So you want to be early. If you're not on time, you want to be early. Being early is better, by the way, and high quality work. Please never email me something unless I talk to you and it's like, well, hey, I have a special situation where the file is too big to attach to for Blackboard, so I have to email it to you, okay? That's the only situation. And of course, it would be before the deadline. You'll find, as you guys know, if you try to upload something to Blackboard after the deadline, it won't let you do it, all right? Generally, you only have one attempt to submit something in Blackboard. If you email me or call me, please, if it's Monday through Friday, I'll say Friday before noon, Monday 9 a.m. to Friday 10 a.m. Or say 12 p.m. Please give me at least 24 hours to get, around 24 hours to get back to you, okay? But if you email me or call me 12 p.m. on Friday or after, like during the weekend, I'll get back to you on usually Monday, after the following Monday afternoon. The reason for that is that we're not on 24/7. We do get the weekends off. A lot of students try to call, especially if it's an emergency. Hey, I don't understand something, or I can't turn in something, and they call you on Sunday night, right? And then when the teacher sees them on Monday morning, he's like, you didn't turn in your work. He said, well, I tried to call you. It's not my fault. Yeah, no. First of all, you should have started early enough so that if a problem cropped up, you could have reached me during the week so I could have helped you then. But also, just in general, don't expect an email during the weekend, okay? It'll be, I would say, 9 or 10 o'clock Monday morning, but I'll be teaching you guys at 10 o'clock Monday morning. So it may not be until after this class where I get a chance to sit down and read all my emails from the weekend and get back to people. All right. Here are the different things we'll do in the class. Weekly quizzes. Like I said, you'll have a quiz every week that's based on the reading that you were supposed to read that week. You have that. The quizzes are between 25 and 33 questions, multiple choice, and I think there was maybe a few fill in the blank, but also true false. All right. Basic composition is your first project. That's going to be due on September the 20th, where we'll you'll start with the camera and you'll be able to, go through certain proficiencies. We'll tell you about that later. Project 2, the exposure triangle, where you're talking about ISO. Well, actually, in this case, it won't be ISO, not what these cameras are working with. Shutter speed, frame rate, ND, different things of making the image brighter or darker. Different ways you can do that. We're going to talk about the exposure triangle. That's done November the 1st. And their final project, Project 3, will be you'll make a short surrealist film. That'll be due on Sunday, November the 22nd. Okay? And that'll be it. I want to wrap up everything having to do with this class on November the 29th. The semester doesn't end until like December the 7th or 10th or something like that. I never like to go all the way to the end because of the fact that there's always wrap-up business that has to happen, that the teacher has to handle, that students have to handle, grading final exams, grading final projects, things like that. And as soon as the semester ends, they want our grades turned in, right? And so I can't push the deadlines to the very last day of class or the very last day of exams. I would never turn my grades in on time if that were to happen. And teachers get in a lot of trouble for that kind of thing. So that's why I always end it early, okay? We have an in-class midterm practical where you guys will learn all the ins and outs of how to operate that camera and the tripod. And I will test you one-on-one how to operate the camera and the tripod. I have a list of things you're supposed to be able to do. I'll show you where that is later. But it's very, very, very much hands-on, just like which is what other than today, we're gonna do some hands-on in a few minutes. But other than today, the entire class, when we meet, because I'll be gone on those every other Mondays, we're gonna be entirely hands-on. For the most part, 90% hands-on while we're here, because that's the important stuff that we have to be here to do, okay? You have a written midterm exam in week 8. You have a proctored event written final exam, and that'll open up on November the 22nd at 9 a.m. And as long as you get it done by November the 29th, 11:59 p.m., you can. Now, bear in mind, November the 22nd to November the 29th, that's during Thanksgiving week, okay? That doesn't mean you have to do it on Thanksgiving. You get the whole week off for class, from school. But, people, you want us to do final exam on Thanksgiving Day. No, you don't. You can get it done before Thanksgiving Day. But the idea is when you come back on the 29th, well, actually the 29th is a Sunday. When you come back on the November the 30th, we'll just be wrapping stuff up. Your final exam should have been done. Your final project should be done. We'll be just doing some professional development stuff. By that time, by November 30th, semester's over as far as we're concerned, okay? That's what this kind of tells you here in the proctored final exam. You have to use Respondus Lockdown Browser for the final exam. So this talks to you about how you download it and how you use it. You guys have probably used it before, so I don't have to go through that. But here is our course calendar. This tells you what we're going to do every week by the week, all right? This is mostly, think of that your stuff you're supposed to read in this, that's what you need to be doing when you're not in class. Like on the Mondays where we're not here, or we may discuss this on our live video chats when we have those, when I'm at the Infusion Center, but also this is a hybrid class, 2 hours a week, not gonna get you much at all. Even if we were meeting every Monday, that's not a lot of time at all to learn all this information. So you will be spending a whole lot of time doing the reading stuff at home so we can do hands-on stuff when you're here, all right? So this first week, it's read the syllabus, which we just did, but you wanna go over it in detail. The PowerPoint, your first barbecue, that explains the different positions on a film set, who does what. Dmpt, flowchart of the film production team, same thing except for it's a graphical design of who does what on the film set. Then you want to read chapter 1 in the class textbook or read the PowerPoint presentation. I made it for you in module 1. It's only 10 pages in the textbook, so it's pretty short. I have a number of videos that you can watch. One is talking about what screenplays are all about. We're not going to write a screenplay in here, but that's the Bible for you guys as far as if you don't have a screenplay, you don't have a film. Or if you don't have a treatment, you don't have a commercial or music video. So getting you used to looking at what a screenplay or a script looks like so that you can be able to interpret that behind the camera. That's what that first video is about. Also production preview, it explains what a film production is and all the jobs. What is a golden ratio? That's a composition element. That's something like composition is where I put stuff in the frame. Right now, Milani, is frame left. When I do this, that means imagine I'm looking at a frame that is a rectangle, kind of like my hands. The top and the bottom are kind of invisible, the lines. But right now, you're on the right side of the frame from my perspective, which is the only perspective that matters, the person that's looking at the TV screen. So for you, Milani, I am on the left side of your frame, right? Or center if it's like that. But the idea is when I say frame right, frame left, that's like if you're looking at a screen. What side is it on? Not am I on my left or my right, okay? It's about the person looking at the screen, okay? So where things are in the frame, that's composition, and a whole lot of other stuff, like aspect ratio. That's what the golden ratio is about. We have a video on that. Triangle framing, shooting real triangles, like Doritos or yield signs. You'll see that the triangle is one of the strongest, one of the most common, most dynamic shapes in cinematography, in art, visual art in general. So you get practice shooting triangles that are real and also implied triangles. Like for example, we're sitting in a triangle, bam, 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 bam. That's an implied triangle, okay? Because there's no literal triangle, but just the formation that we're in, it implies that there's a triangle there, okay? So cinematographers do this all day and all night, okay? Working with triangles. We're showing you these videos to prepare you for your first project, basic composition, where you have to shoot implied and real triangles and do things like different angles of view. What's a close-up, what's a medium shot, what's a extreme close-up. We're gonna find out what all those are, and you're gonna have to demonstrate that in that first project and a lot of other stuff. Every week, it'll tell you in the second column what you're supposed to be reading or studying or doing. And the last column right here, it tells you what's due that week. So as you can see, on November am I a big softie? Yes, I'm a big softie. So your first quiz is not November the 23rd. I'm sorry, August the 23rd. It's August the 30th. So it's not due this Sunday. It's the Sunday after that, which is kind of cool because, we have 5 people in this class. 3 of them ain't here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to see these people again until not next Monday, but the Monday after that. I won't see them in person. So it's kind of good that that it works out like that. So your first quiz is not due until August the 30th. I think the announcements say August the 23rd. If it scares somebody and they're doing their work early and getting in, all the better. But you're here now, so you know that your treat is, it's not really due till August the 30th. All right? I got to make sure that Blackboard says that too, because I don't want them to, if you guys don't do it by the 30th, I don't want to give you zeros or anything like that. If you ever see anything in Blackboard, Blackboard's not working correctly, please let me know, because a lot of times I'll do things in Blackboard, enter the wrong date, just, absentmindedly, and you may say, hey, Mr. Thomas, it gave us all zeros on quiz 1. You said it was due the 30th, but Blackboard gave us all zeros because Blackboard still thinks it's due on the 23rd. Can you take a look at that for me? Okay, I'll never get upset about that, okay? I tell people all the time, get used to saying, my bad, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. You'll make a lot of them. I make a lot of them, right? Nobody should be above admitting when they were wrong, right? Because that's the only thing you can really claim as your own original work is the mistakes, right? So let's see what we have here. I think that's about it as far as our syllabus and we took a look at Blackboard, right? And so that is going to conclude our walkthrough video. Just as a quick review, make sure you please do your no-show participation assignment by Thursday, the 20th of August at 5 p.m. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, one thing I want to show you is as you go through each one of these modules, starting with module 1, you'll spin down the little dots here and you'll go into the reading section, click on that, click on like the link, say for the PowerPoint, click on the link for PowerPoint, bang, that's your first PowerPoint presentation right there. And it talks about the different jobs on the film set, the gaffer, the best boy. You need to know who all these people are, because even if you're not going to do that job, you need to know who it is, what they do, and why they do it. And so you would go down the line, read all the readings, open up the video resources, click on each one, watch all the videos. I told you about these. Click on the assignments link. This is the quiz. And as you can see, it says the 23rd. So I'm going to change that to say the 30th. Okay? So are there any questions on anything? All righty. Well, with our remaining 27 minutes, we're going to do a practical little exercise here. Practical means hands-on with setting up these cameras and tripods, which is what you guys all paid for, right? I want to learn how to use the camera. I'm gonna hit stop to stop my video.